This week on RSBANDB Update, Leagues 2 is underway and we're already finding out where region locking works in RuneScape and where it doesn't. We discusses the choices that actually matter, the ways players are getting around them, and the meta already starting to emerge. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of RSBANDB Update. Leagues 2 Equilibrium now in full swing. I hope everybody here is fully rested and hydrated. I know there's lots of people that have been going hard. How's your fatigue this week, Xurdones? You good?
Well, I'm doing as well as can be expected, but that's not Leagues' fault. That's just, life finds a way.
Well, that's good if there's still life in question with that. Pyrn, you're also here, everyone's second favorite Australian. Welcome back, Pyrn.
Number one now that Tannis has retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, no, same sort of thing. I mean, I've been battling the flu the last couple of weeks and babysitting my son's dogs, so sort of forced rest, really.
Yeah,
so just
and this is
back.
also your first region-locked RS3 league after playing the OS league, which that was an interesting experience for yourself with that. And that's kind of what I wanted to open this show up with, is how exactly is region locking going for everybody here?
For myself, I'm not a huge fan of it in RS3. It works so well in OS because OS, as we've said before, is it has a lot of horizontal training methods over there that you can sort of do in this area or this area. It doesn't matter. Its training tree for its skills is very widely branched, whereas on RS3 it's their skilling tree is, I said this earlier in the week, basically a telephone pole. It's sort of very linear, and it's made it sort of very hard, and especially when you do things and you've made your plans and you're basing things around, okay, the Fort for Rune 3 quest series, great, I plan my herb lore around that, then get there, get it all done, build up my botanist thing, and then I can't access it because I can't do the quest because I have to do the wilderness. And it's things like that I think have really detracted a lot from it. So whereas the old OSRS with region locking, I would have given that a 9 out of 10. This I would probably give 6 out of 10.
And see, the thing that I wonder with this is this due to the fact that this is the first region-locked RS3 league? Because on the absolute opposite side of what you have just said, I think the fact that there are hard choices to be made makes it interesting. I also think having fewer areas of the map to focus on lowers the cognitive load in terms of finding tasks to do, at least from my end.
Do things. If you have a Fort for Rune 3 quest series, you expect, if you've got Fort for Rune 3, to be able to do that quest series. You're choosing other areas. You shouldn't be forced to take wilderness to do one quest
to get the full fort.
It's awkward because they've auto-completed a lot of quests that give useful benefits in specific regions, but there's a lot that they also didn't.
Like they friggin' auto-completed the bar crawl of all things.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't expecting that. That is not auto-completed in OS Leagues, but here the bar crawl was auto-completed, which for giving you access to the Barbarian Agility course. I also wonder with the fort question in particular as well, if that's because wasn't there discussion of the fort being actually part of the wilderness?
I think that might have been an early development thing. It was
and that would have made
the
more
first
sense.
News post, and then it was taken out. I think because they realized they couldn't, there's really no good construction training in Misthalin.
But I mean, even if they made sort of, I mean, I suppose you have to go and kill those armored zombies and all that anyway. So no, they can't really just sort of put a little region around the fort. But again, just things like if you unlock the herb lore tier 2, you've built it all. You can build it. Granny's there, but she tells you to go and speak to Sonia before you can actually access her shop. You can't get Sonia.
You can't use the workbench either. You can't do anything unless you've built the Ranger's workroom. which
you can't do.
requires
Yeah,
Dead
exactly.
and Buried.
Yeah.
Which is
requires
like
3 quests and building basically the entire fort.
I think if you do the first and second quests, that should automatically have the other 2 unlocked for you next time they do this. Because as I said, you sort of I fall for RuneScape bang, and I've planned a lot of my gameplay around that, and half of it's now not available to me.
I think
which has
Fort
then
for
forced
in
me.
particular.
Yeah.
Fort for 3 in particular is just really awkward for this format because the quest series is so tightly linked around building up the fort, which is really good construction XP to do. So you kind of don't want to fully auto-complete it, but at the same time, you have that really strict region dependence, which makes it really awkward.
Here's the deal here. I have two controversial thoughts on this. And this is going to be controversial to the RS3 players, but not the OS players. Number one is that the fort should not have been a construction training method, but that's the phase of the game we were at. That
is past.
That boat has sailed, and that's going to be controversial for a lot of people. The other thing is that they added the they auto completed the construction tutorial, and with that, there's a construction workbench in the Lumbridge smithing room. There's your construction training in Misthalin, and then you get a POH portal when you unlock Karamja.
Yep.
That's how it is.
Tangentially related.
Deal with it. That's how it is on OS, and that's part of the decision-making process when
even
choosing
things
regions.
Like, they've put the dungeoneering guy outside the fort so you can spend your tokens.
Right, because ED1 and ED4
sinkholes
give tokens.
Yeah, but sinkholes, you can go and do sinkholes, but you can't find out where they are because you have to have Demon Hide to ask the guy.
Someone needs to call them.
Or Prif.
Yeah. Or Prif, yeah. But I don't see why they couldn't have had that guy tell you where they are as well. And if they're not in your region, bad luck. But when they're in your region, at least you can get there and get them done.
Yeah, and
that's what I mean.
I get it. Like it's that whole vertical content thing. And I said we're going to learn 2 things about RS3. I said this in pre-show last week. We're going to learn 2 things about RS3 in this league. I'm going to keep the second one under wraps until more people come upon it. But the second one is that when it comes to things like region locking and tier for tier relics that were in OS, we have to really ask the question, does doing the same league format as OSRS make sense for RS3? And I want to get myself 100% disclosed out there that I am enjoying this one better than Catalyst, and I think I'm doing better than I did in Catalyst. I've got more high skills, I've got more points, and I'm going to be more powerful combat-wise. So yeah, I am enjoying myself, but I think we need to ask that question going forward, because you and I, Pyrn, we played the OS League, we played Demonic Packs not too long ago, and we had a great time over there despite that not being
and this
our
is from a guy
game.
Exactly, and this is from a guy who prefers RS3 over OSRS by a long shot. I had a lot more fun, and as I said, 9 out of 10 for that one, 6 out of 10 for this. Even so things far. Like, if you want to have your relics for archaeology, you have to take the archaeology relic there because,
or you have to pick regions around that.
Yeah, but
which is hard.
But you can't unlock everything because there is relics for your monolith. In every single area, so it's like that's what I mean. Our game is very linear and is you need
it's very integrated.
You need the whole world, sort of. Whereas, maybe we should have got an extra region, perhaps. Maybe we should have had 4 unlocks instead of 3 unlocks. I don't know.
I was reading online, and one of the suggestions that came up was that, in that tier 6 tier where you have Perfection, Rejuvenate as only 2, add a 3rd relic there that lets you take another region.
Well, even that would
be interesting.
Yeah. And that's what I think. I think a lot of the relics, or a lot of the relics that we've got, again, are very much based on what they did in OSRS. And they're fine, they're great, but I think they worked better over there than they do here.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing, is that we saw that coming out of Catalyst, especially with how lopsided that was. We saw the day one stats of tier 1, and it was still a majority. 69%
if we didn't have
chose Golden Touch. If we didn't have
Havenhithe, we'd be in a much worse state.
Yes, yeah. Havenhithe is really, it's been the savior of a lot of this content, I think.
I think if we didn't have Havenhithe, allotment and herb patch in the starting region.
Yep.
It's the only way to train Hunter in the starting regions from level 1, unless you use lamps.
Yeah. Well, again, the natural history quiz got you to 29.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. I forgot about that.
And then from there you can take it. But you see, and I think the last thing we need to do on this one is that we just need to clarify what we mean by vertical. What that effectively means is that rather than having breadth between, say, level 50 and level 80 in terms of skill training methods where you have multiple things, you have one specific training method here, and a lot of the training that we have in RS3 is locked behind a quest chain, locked behind multiple different regions to be able to use effectively. And that's part of what made the Havenhithe addition to this welcome, and what made, just this huge monolith of, 144 quest points here, most of which auto-unlocked, a big deal for this league. So I want to talk a little bit.
The perfect example of that is divination, which is something that's been biting me a little bit. Where divination, from the starting regions, your choices for divination are you go to Lumbridge, you go to Varrock, and then you park your butt on Karamja. And where you go from there depends entirely on what regions you pick.
And I mean, if you
pick the wrong ones,
if you have the desert, you have at least the gate.
Yes.
Well, gate is in Misthalin.
No, Gate of Elidness?
Yeah, that's in Misthalin.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that was desert.
Part of
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's part of
it's Misthalin. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you have trading through that, which is good.
But it doesn't become effective till higher level.
But not nearly as effective.
And that's going to be one of the other things that I think we need to talk about at some point, is just what exactly is the place of divination? Because I had that exact same thoughts earlier, Xurdones. It's just that divination itself just doesn't feel good as a skill, and they tried to make it better by adding a number of QL things, I think in 21 or 22, and then they did the mid-game rebalance thing, which is basically a drop in the bucket for what it needs. But I don't know. It's a weird skill in terms of how we all train it. But of course, if you're wondering what all this is about, this is RSBANDB Update. You're listening to episode 1103. Shane12088, Xurdones, and Pernasius here. If you want to follow along, full show notes can be found over at update.show. We have a friends chatting game that you can find at Bits Bytes, and a community Discord over at update.show/Discord. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't thank our experienced tier Patreon members, for whom without this episode and show entirely would not be feasible. So this week that includes Amos Reed, Bladecom, Dominic R, Jade Gizmo, Jason S, Jesse W, Julia W, Keski Plays, Lemon Lodge, Luminos, Ricky A, Sly-Oasis, Smavin, Snail Mage, The Naked Captain, and Tim. Big huge thank you to all those people. You'll hear more about our Patreon offerings a little bit later in the podcast. But I wanted to talk about some of the upsides of region locking as I see them, because, I think the whole idea of an interconnected game focusing on vertical content is one thing, but I also think that region locking makes it easier to plan your league. hear me out on that. Region locking makes it easier to plan your league because you can decide specifically what content you want to do, what content you like doing, and what you don't, and then go with that. And maybe once the task lists were out, you might have made some changes about what region you chose, where the easiest combat blessing points are, where the easiest 200 and 400 points are, if you're looking to get a quick dragon trophy. So I think it makes it a little bit easier in that perspective. And I also think it lowers the cognitive load of what you need to do, because I know now that I am in Kandarin, now that I'm in Kandarin, and I have Production Master, I can focus on skilling and knock out some of these very high tier skilling tasks that exist on the Kandarin list and continue to pad my pockets with GP by thieving the heroes here in Xurdones, so I can both feed Richie at the Grand Exchange and chuck 100 mil into the whirlpool at deep sea fishing. And
other than that, though,
because that's 800 points right
money?
there. Me? That's all I'm going to pretty much need money for.
Yeah. So, you pretty much make that anywhere anyway.
You can, but Kandarin is helpful in a lot of respects. Fletching, for instance.
Yeah.
Having access to the ranging guild makes fletching really easy because the ranging guild sells arrow shafts.
And rune tips.
Is it headless arrows? And tips.
Yeah.
So
it's one of the two, honestly.
Buy the stuff in bulk.
But I mean,
yeah,
like, it doesn't matter. You park yourself at like a maple tree, and with Production Master, you have infinite arrow shafts very quickly as soon as you just cut that.
Yeah.
So, Kandarin has many great skilling benefits for that, and I also think that the prospect of unique builds is something that hasn't been talked about that much. I'm going for a kind of hybrid meta approach. The meta is something that I think we'll hone in on a bit, but the reason I wanted to mention that specifically with Kandarin is because I felt a skilling break. And I don't know if taking Kandarin as the first region was the right thing to do, but overall, this is a slight alternative on what most people are taking. The other side of this is that you could take and you could set up a League's region set that has almost little to no PVM in it, which I know is something you were remarking at, Xurdones with Fremennik.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because Fremennik, in terms of bosses, really only has the Dagonoth Kings. So the blessing tasks are actually really easy. Like, it's pretty much just kill the Dagonoth King. There's 3 tasks, I think, that are just killing there's 2 tasks that are just killing Dagonoth Kings, and then the rest are all Slayer, which is whatever, nothing.
But then again, when you do that, I mean, yeah, that's great, but you're locked into that region. You don't really need the blessings then because you're already overpowered for all that stuff.
Yeah, you could, for example, you could use that. You could make that one of your regions, then use that as a springboard to, to something else, to Tyranid and go take on Solak or whatever.
And keep in mind,
you're in Misthalin, you can go do Zamorak.
I was going to say, we already have
1K Zamorak.
We have Zamorak. We have all of the Elder God Wars dungeon. We have the Sanctum of Rebirth as well. All of that available in Misthalin. Raziel, Hermod, depending on how you want to do it. So, and I feel like there hasn't been enough talk of that, and I haven't seen anybody create this yet. That one of the things I'm considering doing, because we didn't get to talk about it on the theory crafting episode, but there's so much green in the rewards. There's lots of green in the rewards, and I like green.
It is very green.
So I'm going to want some of these rewards on the GIM as well. So I think there will be a second playthrough probably, and I'm thinking that one will be the Skiller's Paradise with a basic attack build, and we'll see how far we can get with that. Right, because I don't think anybody has been talking about that yet, but I think something like that is entirely feasible, which given who the game seems to be marketed at this year, OSRS players. How much would OSRS players like to have a basic ability or basic attack combat build where they just press a special attack every now and then? Wouldn't that be interesting? So I think you can pair a lot of those things together. And as much as the verticalness of RS3 makes it difficult, I think at the same time, what you end up with is a huge option for unique builds. So as much as we talked about it maybe not being as good of a thing for RS3 as it is OS, I think region locking here is an interesting experiment, and I'll be interested to see what they do next time, because I am going to go out on a limb. I would like to see an RS3 league that isn't based on an OS league. Just throw everything out the window and see what they would come up with.
Start fresh
with a complete new perspective.
And that's and that's sort of my main thing, is a lot of this stuff is based on OSRS, which works brilliantly over there, and it passes over here. But it's just like, it's going to be more interesting as we get deeper into it. Like, I haven't really started. I mean, my archaeology is at 27. I haven't really started that yet.
Yeah.
Dungeoneering, I got 22. That was just off a couple of quest labs. But that's Dungeoneering is basically just going to be lamped up for me, because I haven't chosen any areas that really have any Dungeoneering.
Well, you said you might be taking Asgarnia.
I most likely will take Asgarnia.
So if you do that,
you'll have ED1.
Yeah, then you have ED1. And each mini
you
boss...
have ED4 in Mistalin.
Yeah. So each mini boss...
Which one's ED4?
Zamorak.
Zamorak. The Undercity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And base, each mini boss, I think, gives, 5k Dungeoneering XP base?
Something like that, yeah.
So you're looking
Plus
at 72k per mini boss. And you can, just run that dungeon many times, and you...
Is that so? That's 72k. Is that 72k Dungeoneering XP?
Yeah, Dungeoneering XP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. We'll work. We'll see as we go on anyway.
Yeah. So
but I mean, it's but they're the three basic skills that are going to cause me problems are Dungeoneering, Divination, maybe archaeology. But I think we've got enough in archaeology now, especially with Haven Height and that sort of mid-range area as well, that's not going to be a real issue.
I think the thing with archaeology is that worst comes to worst, you get up to Relic Tier 7, get infinite advanced time, and just spam research.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you unlock Invention, basically you just do all the research at the table there, and that basically gets you to 99.
Yeah. Or higher.
And see, those are just little league tidbits, and I'm going to make a note that we need to talk about divination at some point, maybe on a monthly bit, because it just keeps coming back.
I just want to drop a hint to everyone. If you haven't really started your summoning yet, you just wait until you sort of get to your 5th or 6th relic where you get the biggest bonus. Go down to Tsar City. Put your imp onto to convert all your charms to XP, because I think it works out like 90 per the charms down there. You get like 90 XP per. I got to 37 summoning in an hour down there last night.
Yeah, another good option for that is the abyssal creatures, either in the abyssal plane fairy option or in the abyss itself, if you have the wilderness on that. So good options that present itself there. But
the main abyss is a lot easier there. The
other one has abyssal demons in it, I found out.
So when you hit your AoEs, you've got to run away if you don't have your 85 Slayer.
Yep.
So what is the emerging meta? We've kind of alluded to that. Like, I feel like if we're going to talk about meta regions, desert, wilderness.
Yeah, desert is the one I see everyone talking about.
Desert, wilderness, Anachronia. Anachronia for some reason, but I think people just want that for Dream of Aya.
Dream of Aya, Time Rune, Altar.
Yep.
Dinosaur
but
Farm.
Again, not
Farm.
even that. It's very wide. It's got a lot of stuff on there. You've got all your different ore. There's a bunch of different ores on there, including light and dark, and a mica. Easy Hunter with the butterflies up there.
Yep. And the Jadinkos.
The Jadinkos are all around there. Your big game hunter.
High-level Slayer monsters.
Exactly. That was the reason I was going to be going Anachronia, but I've had to rethink that and move across to Asgardia because of what they've done with my with my granny. Yeah.
If Ancient Invention was mandatory for doing well in this league, I think Kandarin would be a bigger pick. And they also axed the reason a lot of people...
Kandarin is still a pretty big pick.
It is. But they axed in the final hours before the league launched. They axed the Sunshine requirement in that Sunshine will now be droppable from Zamorak, so you don't need Kandarin for that. And,
Greater Sunshine, that is.
Yeah, Greater Sunshine, but it also unlocks regular Sunshine. It also unlocks regular Sunshine with that.
Yeah, sort of.
It will. It will.
It unlocks the greater version. It doesn't require you to have the lesser version unlocked.
Yeah. Like, I need to go, I need to say again, and, if this was an OS league, that concession would not have been made. I don't think they should have made that concession. I think if you want Sunshine, you should have had to take Anachronia. Or, sorry, Kandarin.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. At the same time, I don't know that having it drop from one of the most challenging bosses in the game is such a terrible thing.
No, and even
as
with
opposed to
rates,
like, I assume
it's not guaranteed.
I assume the World Wakes is auto-completed.
It is
in Kandarin.
It is.
So it's basically take Kandarin, get Sunshine and Swiftness for free, or wait a while and then get the greater versions. You have to put some work in. I think that's a reasonable. That's as reasonable as a trade-off.
And then we have the other precedent as well that they did with the dinosaur rings, which we talked about was a precedent that they have done in OS before. So you can kind of see it either way. But do we agree that the meta for regions that's shaping up seems to be desert, wilderness, Anachronia?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, like I say, I still see a lot of Kandarin. I do think Kandarin is still meta for invention builds.
Yeah.
And
the reason for that is Ancient Invention, as mentioned. So.
Yep. So I mean, I guess like maybe that's a positive point to the region locking in general is we can't quite agree on a meta. We can mostly agree, but there is still some differentiation.
Well, we'll have to agree, Xurdones, if they put out stats and more than 50% of people chose those regions as their
we'll see when the numbers
majorities.
My main reason for Kandarin, I mean, as I said, I'm not really going to be looking at invention at all, is Eternal Trees, because I'm doing a magic build where I'm just going to be doing Star Bloom and my tree out there and the farm. It's
farm is a good one.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, with Nature's Network, you hardly need it, really.
Well, no, but I do like to. I like to play with a farm. It's content I enjoy. So
and that's the best way to play.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise, Wilderness was actually on one of my original ones because of all the great Slayer creatures out there and such. But I just thought, it's just going to be hard with so many people out there doing it that way as well.
Getting spots.
Yeah.
And, I was getting ready for the show today, and I've only picked Kandarin for my first region. I'm 18 tasks away from my second region pick, and I'm like,
you can knock that out.
And I'm like, there's still time to completely change the plan. There's still time to completely change the plan. Depending on
and again, I'm looking at Asgarnia. There will be my last one, but there may be, it's just where I can get my other secondaries from.
Well, did you take Golden Touch?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, then, any kind of chest that you
get a bunch of secondaries.
You get a bunch of potion secondaries from that. Then
chests and safes.
Yeah, chests and safes.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
There's a big drop table that you get tons. You can get tons of stuff that way. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't actually look at that.
Yeah. It's a little bit slow with safes because it's only upon completing the action, so just find a good chest and away you go.
Chests have been brilliant. I just park myself up at the wizard chest when I'm doing housework and that, and just sit there and get all the runes out of that, which, the runes, which they're nice, but they're not a necessity at this point. No. But it's a secondaries for herbs because basically you can't really get a lot of congealed blood unless you take Mauritania. The sanguines I know drop a little bit, as does Silver Quill.
Yeah, Silver Quill drops it.
But it's not in the grape bunches you can get it in Mauritania if you just camp the mutated blood velds.
Yeah.
Right.
But so it's I'll give you my choices later of what I've gone for.
Yeah,
but,
we'll talk about that and what we've been doing. But we need to talk about, in terms of meta, the Crystal Grace had the wind taken out of its sails. A little bit. It's still an S+ necromancy relic, in that if you're doing a lot of necromancy, you probably might want something like that. But it was revealed that transmutation, when you transmute downwards an air rune, rather than producing noted pure essence, it will produce unnoted pure essence.
Yep.
So you just go to an altar and tell a stack of air runes to transmute downwards. And then with that, you can just click, click, click on that altar, and that is a runecrafting solve, which kind of takes the winds out of it. And they made a specific note that they will not be fixing it for this league.
Yeah, I think they were originally planning to, but I think there was enough outcry. I suspect the main reason they didn't do it is because so many people have already used it that anyone who's only just now finding out about it, they took a massive disadvantage.
And it's a competitive game mode too, so you can't.
Yeah,
you can't pull the rug out from underneath there. So Crystal Grace then is just unlock all magic spells and a huge necromancy boost and extra dragon bone when offering any other one. So that one's kind of just,
which is small.
So
yeah, Crystal Grace took a big hit, I think.
I've also seen a lot of people running around with Golden Touch, and in terms of how powerful that was, I had 99 agility by the time I got to tier 3.
Yeah. I didn't play as much on day 1 as I wanted to, so I didn't quite get 99, but I almost got 99 on day 1. And I would have if I'd played a little bit more.
So yeah.
Oh.
They completely took agility out of the card if you take Golden Touch. So then it's like, with something that powerful, that is a 99 task, that is a 35 mil task, that is a 50 mil task, and that is a 200 mil task all in one for agility.
There's no 35 mil task, and
that's an OS thing then.
I don't think I noticed that there was no 120 task.
Because it doesn't.
There's definitely a 200 mil task.
Yeah, there's a 200 mil task. There's 110 and 120 tasks. for the skills that go to real 110s or 120s. And I say most skills because thieving has, mysteriously not got a 120 thieving task.
Yeah.
Despite it having that, which I mean, we'd all like, given that being a golden touch skill, another 200 points somewhere along the path. Would be nice.
And
on that.
As you said, I thought there was a non-combat and a combat 200 mil, but there's only one 200 mil.
That's again an OS thing. I thought they'd bring that over, given how easy some of them are, but they didn't. So everyone's 200 mil is probably going to be something like agility or thieving in that regard.
Yeah.
Well, even thieves. One of our guests in our RSBANDB chat in game, he got 200 mil agility before he got 200 mil thieving. So very disappointed with him with that name. He'll have to change it now. But
no, but you see you see the issue here.
Golden Touch was it gives too much agility XP. I mean, 4 hours and I had hit 99.
Yeah, it's ridiculously strong,
which was great. It gave me a good combat cape. But yeah,
I mean, I think to me that really just highlights what an absolute terrible skill agility is. That it needs something that powerful.
Right, because who wants to run around
but
keep in mind, agility is an absolute garbage skill unless you take Tyrone or Anachronia, the two best agility courses in the game.
Well, Het's Oasis isn't bad, but
but that's only mid-level.
Pretty rough for getting 99.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no,
or 50 mil.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it didn't what are we, Friday? And I am 6 mil off 200 mil.
Yeah.
The other thing I've been seeing a lot of in terms of, just general people talking about, and I suspect this one's going to be a very high choice. I expect a lot of people have gone for Voidwalker because of the
I've seen a lot of people talking about that as well.
Yeah, that's been a big discussion in our clan chat.
And I'm still
Which surprised me a bit because the size of the drop table seems like it would just not be very easy to get the stuff that you want, but people seem to like it. So
on the other hand, I think Nature's Network with the farming one, I've been seeing a lot of that too around the various farming patches. So those two are going to be pretty high in that tier. Assassin's Insight, though, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that one's going to draw too much. We already talked about Transmutation, and then interestingly enough, at tier 5, I suspect we're going to see a pretty big split between Production Master and Devout. The Devout reason being the 500% familiar damage at level 99 summoning. So
it's the very surprising PVM pick.
And again, clues were downgraded in this league. I haven't seen too many people taking Clue Connoisseur as well. So
there's got to be a few, because there have been bug reports about the Clue Relic not behaving as expected, like not charging the outfit pieces evenly and stuff like that. So clearly somebody's doing it, and good for them.
Yeah,
play it your way.
Yep.
Don't listen to us meta chasing nerds.
I said last time I wouldn't be doing clues again, and
I have to force myself not to, because I keep wanting to, because they're there.
I am living a happy.
It's like, no, it's not worth it.
I am living a happy life with Production Master.
Yeah, so am I.
So
well, that was actually my original choice, but I ended up going Devout.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what some of your picks are, because you weren't here for the theorycrafting episode, but before that, big huge thank you to our Patreon members for this week that include Alvaro L, Amos Reed, Arvids L, Bladecom, Chilbura, Dominic R, Duramax, Forceful Turd, Keela Fleur, Imperialis, J Gizmo, Jason S., Jesse W., Julia W., Kesky Plays, Luminos, Mattman, Mighty Myth, Michelle M., Mike Wings, Mongrath, Pernasius, Ricky A., Robbie D., Samuel FL, Sanguine RX, Scott DS, Shirt Pants, Oasis, Smavin, Snail Mage, Squidman 8, The Naked Captain, The Dabbing Goat, Tim, Ukulele Steve, Woody, Zant, and Zazakon. Thank you so much, everybody, for supporting this show. It means the world to us. If you're wondering what all this is about, patreon.com/RSBNB. There you gain access to 97 now monthly bits or bonus shows that we do. The last one was on that Mod North interview. I think Xurdones and I have recovered from that with the league's with the league's dopamine. So if you want to hear that, patreon.com/RSBNB. Sign up, $1 a month. And of course, with that, you get a mention in the show notes each and every week, and you have the satisfaction of helping to keep RSBANDB Update running. Then we have our community tier for $3 a month, where you get a monthly shout out on the show, high quality stereo versions of the show, plus a Discord rank and Discord channel. And from time to time, we'll ask you for ideas about monthly bit topics, discussion topics for quiet weeks, and you'll also be able to take part in our community nights. Then we have our insider tier for $5 a month, where you'll get access to the clips that we use to make the clip show at the end of the year, plus our expanded clips from pre and post shows. And with that, you'll also get the RSBANDB Update Christmas card come December. So patreon.com/RSBANDB. Thanks so much, everyone. All right, Pyrn. All right, you weren't here for the theory crafting episode, so what are we?
No.
What are we thinking here for regions? I have your region map up.
Yeah. Okay. So for regions, ended up going. Originally, when I was doing my planning, I had Mauritania, Kandarin, and Anachronia. I changed my first region. I went desert. Just because of a lot of the mid-range content with Menaphos. Love Menaphos. Great for your fishing and
Works too,
a lot of your crafting. Exactly. So there was so much in the desert that that is based around my skill level with bosses and things like that. I really wanted Mauritania because I liked a lot of the tasks that we had in there. But when you sort of think about all over for the game, it probably wasn't going to be helpful for anything else other than just getting those tasks done. So I dropped that one in favor of the desert. Kandarin I'm keeping. That it will most likely be my next one. I still love Anachronia. I do want to do that, but I'm sort of looking that I may have to go to Asgarnia.
So what do you think is holding you to Asgarnia then?
Well, first lot of power armor with God Wars 1s, obviously. The herb lore stuff that's there.
You know, you can get vial packs in Kandarin, right?
You can get them in
Gutanath, the Karamja.
Oh, yeah, you can get them in Karamja down at Shiloh Village, yeah.
Okay.
The vial packs, they weren't the big issue. The thing is, Granny sells a lot of the 3 or 4 lots of the secondaries, which are really good. Things like Eye of Newt.
Yeah.
Which you have to also get in Asgarnia. But I don't think
I have Newt.
You can get those in Misthalin, but they drop randomly.
You can get those in Kandarin as well from Gutanath.
Can you?
Yeah, I have Newt packs.
Shop, Asgarnia, Terran.
Yeah, and like we were mentioning with the Golden Touch, anytime you open a safe for a chest, you do have the chance of getting secondaries from that. Yeah. So I would say probably, unless you really set on like God Wars 1, and
which I'm not really. That was just an option. But
and Elite Dungeon 1 for dungeoneering training, maybe reconsider swapping Asgarnia for something else if you're. I
did not. Why did I miss Kandarin down the bottom there?
Everybody forgets about the ogre stuff. Even Jagex apparently has.
Even when I was reading, because I saw Asgarnia, Misthalin, Tyranwin, Asgarnia, and then I just missed the bottom two for some reason. Okay. Well, yeah, okay, third region. Well, that may actually be between Wilderness and Anachronia now. I'll have to weigh up both. I'm not big on the elite dungeons because I solo everything basically. Right. And just to do the dungeoneering.
See, that's the thing with like huge amount of power, you should have no problem soloing.
Yeah. It's just a time to sit down and run through them all and such like that. Yeah. Whereas normal dungeoneering, I can just kick back while the dogs are running around on the couch and just play. Whereas the other stuff has to come in here, and it's just been hard with babysitting. As I said, my son's dog had both eyes operated on, so she's just ripped off her cone. So she's just fallen asleep down. It's okay, she's fallen asleep down there, so it's fine at the moment. But it's Wilderness just offers so much that I enjoy with the Slayer mobs out there and such. Anachronia, because I love the dinosaurs, and I think it has a wider range of options out there. But
okay, so the third one
16 times.
Well, then
third one is actually open now. Yeah, third one will come down to see what I feel like when I get to it, Wilderness or Anachronia.
So what's your like general?
And you've just actually made me feel a lot better about Granny. By telling me about that other one.
About the benefit from Golden Touch with the chest.
That's it.
That's good. Yeah. So what's your general plans? Because looking at this here, combat blessings, you went big boned cinders, eternal sustenance, splash zone for what you got so far, and then a penciled in plan for the rest. I won't ask you too much about the second half of that, but what's your general plan for the league, combat, or just what are you going for?
Just having fun. Again, I want to get a dragon trophy again because I got that in the first one. Just set those up in the player-owned house, obviously.
Yep.
Again, I mean, I'll dabble a bit in the bosses, but it's just seeing how far I can get. How many skills I can get to a true 120. How many I can sort of. I mean, the 200 mils is not really important now because obviously there's only one that you need to worry about, and pretty much for anyone who's taken Golden Touch, everyone will have it as agility. Get my max cape again, like have a run around with that.
But you won't be able to wear an actual max cape because you don't have the max guild.
You can still wear the max cape because you just buy it off, what's his name?
You can buy it from Max.
Oh, you can buy one from Max? Okay.
Yeah, Max sells them.
I mean, I guess because we had max capes before Priv. I just associated with the max guild. Okay.
Yeah. So just that. I mean, as I said, the interesting things are going to be sort of a bit later as I come into dungeoneering, what I'm going to do with divination. Archaeology, I don't think is going to be a real issue because, as I said, they have. That's one of those skills that they have done a branched out training. Yeah. Mm. Well, yeah. If it's I don't want to play advanced time. I mean, I love the immediate growth of my herbs and all that type of stuff.
If you don't want to play too much with advanced time, then you shouldn't take Anachronia. Because a lot of the AFK skills with Dream of Aya rely on advanced time.
Yeah. Well, Dream of Aya wasn't really part of my planning down there.
Okay. Yeah, there's lots of other stuff on Anachronia to draw you.
Mine was mainly the mining, the Slayer, the Hunter. There was one other skill down there that I thought would be all right as well. Can't remember what it was now. But
archaeology, Orphan.
Orphan for the sort of higher end of archaeology.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But again, now that I'm sort of thinking about it, probably Wilderness I'll go 60-40 Wilderness Anachronia at the moment.
All right.
Yeah, Wilderness is a good one too because you'll get the primals for that high level mining. And you have all the runecrafting altars, so you get access to the time altar anyway for high level runecrafting.
Exactly. the wilderness just offers so much.
It really does.
Yeah.
So so are you enjoying Big Boned and Eternal Sustenance?
Well, Eternal Sustenance I am.
Okay.
Because I just chuck one piece of food in there and just click X every couple of minutes if I start running low. Again, more of a Slayer and sort of low end boss type thing.
Yeah,
for
that's
me,
fair.
Which is what I do.
Yeah.
So it's been fine.
Okay.
They talked me into on the where are we on the blessings?
What'd they talk you into?
I was looking. I was looking at going bark scales, but they talked me into going abyssal cinders. So I thought, yeah, no, that looks quite good, and using it.
What we've seen,
I think,
for the first half is that blue, red, blue seems to be the meta for the first half.
Yeah.
Of it.
Yeah, well, again, for the third one, I took Eternal Sustenance. I don't really use shields and defenders and all that, so I just sort of thought,
and
a lot of that one relies on that.
And the reason people are leaning into that is because base ability damage is increased by 25% of your total armor value if you take the first order blessing, Terra Guard's Aegis, but it's doubled if you wear a defender and tripled if you wear a shield. So your base ability damage is going to be increased by 75% of your armor value, which is really massive with that.
As is your base health regeneration. You take very little damage from most things because you're so tanky and you regenerate health so fast.
So you reckon Terra Guards? Because I think I've got 2 resets I can do anyway.
Yeah, and you get more as you progress through the tree.
So I could change Big Bone to Terra Guards anyway if I wanted to.
Yeah, and then
I don't usually. I'll say that I don't usually play with a shield either, but I've been playing around with it with this league, and I've been finding it really laid back.
One note that Bear sent me, who was on the theorycrafting episode on Sunday, is that he did the fight caves in Mystic.
Yeah. I can believe
that. With a shield.
Okay. Well, maybe I do change
Mystic Wand and Shield, he said, with blue, red, blue blessings. He did.
Yeah. So I did it in Orichalcum, and I was basically AFKing. I couldn't quite out damage the healers on Jad, so I did end up dying to Jad just because I got in bad positioning and got swiped. But the waves were basically AFK.
Yeah, so there's lots of interesting things that can ultimately come from that with that. So, I mean, the blessings are fairly mutable, so don't feel too much pressure on those. I have your relic choices up here. How are you feeling about everything that you've done so far?
Well, as I said, I obviously Gold Touch, loved it. I went to Animal Wrangler. I sort of do regret that and wish I had have gone superheated now.
And is the reason for that, let me ask you, is the reason for that we don't have a hunter guild and lots of early hunter stuff available?
Yes.
And almost 3,000 points available in hunter?
Yes. I looked at the hunter things, I thought, and that was, again, that was tied up with Anachronia and such. I thought, I can do a lot of that, and, with not needing the baits, they're twice as slow to catch you, all that type of stuff. And I thought, that's really good. And the bonuses with, because of the farm, I thought, they'll be really good. The banking the fish and that automatically didn't bother me too much because obviously later on where I got the Vout, I'd have the mobile bank anyway. Again, I've got the portable bank now, so I don't need to worry about anything. I'm looking on when I do rejuvenate, I'm looking at most likely superheated, or the other one, actually, I'll say it when I get down to it. So anyway, I went Animal Wrangler number 2, Tier 3, I went Nature's Network. Absolutely love it. I was tossing up between that and Assassin's Insight, for the simple fact that obviously love doing my my Slayer, but again, Slayer's so easy on this game, especially with all the extra points. It's probably not
and with
really
Reaper.
Yes, exactly. So, Nature's Network, completely happy with that. Transmutation, again, love it. It's been great.
And again, like it's a good resource solve. We need to mention that it only gives XP per cast. It doesn't give it per item like it did in OS. Yes. But it is still the best resource solve in the game. The best resource solve.
120 every 2 ticks or whatever it is. You know.
It's a pretty decent magic solve, too. I mean, I've had it going passively converting necromancy inks, and I got up to 74 magic.
Yeah.
Which is nothing to sneeze at.
Well, I'm down here AFK fishing at Ghostly Souls at the moment while we're on the show, and it's just transmuting earth runes into fire runes, you know?
Yep.
Just running in the background there, and I've gone up. Oh, wow, I'm 79 mage. I started at 75 at the start of the show, so 4 magic levels just by that.
This relic is very much a case of copying OSRS's homework.
Yes.
How do we feel about it now that we've had our hands on it?
I love it. I didn't use it over there. Right.
You went Butlers, right?
Yep. But yeah, it's been great over here.
Yeah, it's really good for one thing that I've found it particularly useful for is mining.
Yes.
Or not mining.
Smithing.
But we've lost him. He's frozen.
All right.
Yep. But yeah, it's been really useful for smithing because I wanted to make some tools.
There we go.
He's back. Okay, I'll let you go now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I found it really useful for smithing training because Luminite is not available in the starting regions. I think Luminite is only in Asgarnia and Fremennik.
Yeah.
And there's maybe one other location I'm forgetting, but it's not in the starting regions. So that makes like smithing training really challenging. We're not mildly challenging because you don't have access to Rune or Elder Rune.
So how do you do smithing then if you don't do transmute?
Well, you can still do smithing, but you would just have to have to skip over Rune and Elder Rune and Adamant. So you'd have to be at Mithril until you got to Orichalcum.
Yeah. And it's been great because, again,
there's that vertical nature coming in again.
That's right, yeah. But by using it, I was able to make, my rune hatchet. Well, I could have bought a rune hatchet, but my rune pickaxe, my +3 rune pickaxe, so I can sort of, mine the runite and an adamant and such at a faster rate. And then I've been doing a lot of addy to transmute into luminite. And then because basically as I go up, I was going to go to basically Elder Rune is my top end, but if I do wieldy, I can do a set of primal and such.
Well, I mean, if you have transmute, you can do that without the wilderness.
Yeah, of course. But
and like that's the thing that it always comes back to is, what are you solving and what are you using those relics to get points with? So,
and transmute, as I said, I mean, it covers construction, crafting, cooking, divination, farming, fire making, fletching, magic, necromancy, prayer, and smithing. So, 10 different skills that it actually, 11 different skills that it actually helps out with. So yeah, transmutation, as I said, love it. Don't regret that one at all. Tier 5, I went for Devout. Again, loving that one, just having that. I am shocking at when I don't have all my presets done, which I haven't really done on here, forgetting things. So having that bank, I don't have to run off to a bank to pick up something that I forgot all the time.
And a lot of people underestimated this 500% damage for summoning familiars.
Yes.
So
I have one incredibly minor complaint about Devout. I didn't take it, but I see a lot of people around me who have, and all of their yaks are interactable, even if you turn off familiar options.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just
Well,
really,
hey,
you can't use them.
that would have been
You just
good.
click on them.
It would have been good if you had done that before they did that hotfix.
Yeah, it would have been. Would have been, but not
uh,
anymore.
yeah.
So that's just kind of annoying. Very low stakes complaint. But
Tier 6, which I am 5,000 points away from. Again, rejuvenation. Actually, I was looking at probably going superheat, but I might actually go antiquarian for the simple fact that it opens up every relic for me.
That's
I don't
a smart
have to
choice.
worry about anything there.
That's a very smart choice
yeah,
from a combat side and archaeology side.
Yeah, going to antiquarian on my rejuvenate.
And I also just want to point out, everything on this sheet or on these relics, in terms of antiquarian and perfection, those are the only two truly unique relics to RS3 this league. Everything else is inspired mostly by OSRS.
Yeah, I mean, that was the other reason I was going to do Asgarnia, was for the Inventors Guild, because I wanted machines, just to throw in my planks and my herbs to just do unfinished potions. But really, how quick it is to do them, it's not a big issue.
Especially with Production Master. Oh, you didn't take Production Master.
No.
Yeah.
But still, it's, again, I have time. I have that advantage over a lot of other people where, with my back, I can't work. So I do have time where I can watch TV and just do those passively in the background. So, definitely going to be going antiquarian for that one. And Tier 7 I haven't really looked at, because, again, they look more like that looked more into PVM stuff. Which I haven't really looked
PVM
a lot at yet.
Angled, but Icyanic Faith gives you 100% protection prayers, and with that also makes it so that they do the soul split effect. So that's
which I didn't realize on that. So 99% Icyanic Faith will be my one there. Because I love my soul split, and having that deflection will be awesome.
It'll be interesting to see where you're at the end of this, because, like, coming from demonic packs in the OS League with region locking and then comparing that immediately to what we have here as a primary RS3 player, that's going to speak volumes. So
well, as I said, early on, I found it a lot smoother running on OSRS because of that breadth of skill training that they have over there.
And I think you might have also just got a supercharged experience on OSRS, because a lot of the things you are talking about with the starting region, their Mistalin over there has those same sort of issues.
Yeah, and because we had the other area we started at this time. Varlamore, yeah. So I love Varlamore.
Yeah.
Again, once this is over and such, I'll probably look at playing a bit more OSRS, just because I did enjoy it over there. I did get a bit of fatigue by the end of it, obviously playing so much. But yeah, I'll probably sort of spend a little bit of time over on OSRS because of those new areas of Varlamore and such, which just seem to really solve a lot of those early game issues.
Xurdones, how has your league been?
Pretty in line with what I said on the theory crafting episode. So refer back to that for my various picks. I think the big thing that I'm debating. So I've been kind of ping-ponging through tasks because I didn't really go in with much of a plan. At time of recording, I'm just shy of 8,000 league points, and I'm blessing tier 4. And my second free region pick unlocked just this morning, or this afternoon, I unlocked Tyrannin. The big thing that I'm wondering right now is whether I want my third region pick to be Anachronia, which was what I said on the theorycrafting episode.
Yeah.
Or if I want to downgrade to the meme pick and be one of the Chad Fermenic enjoyers.
So your first pick was?
First pick was Wilderness.
Then you went for Tyrannin.
Tyrannin.
Okay.
Yep.
And the choices.
My original plan had been Anachronia, but looking at the tasks, like particularly looking at the blessing tasks are quite tough. I mean, arguably, I think Tyrannin might even be harder than Anachronia in that.
Which one do you want to look at first?
Well, you got Anachronia up on the video, so like Matriarch's fine, Dinosaur's fine, Raksha correctly prayer flicking. That's like, it's not terrible, but it is a little bit more challenging. Whereas in Tyrannin, like, you need to do a lot of Solak, which I've already kind of locked into Tyrannin, so I've already kind of screwed myself on that front, I guess. But there's some pretty tough blessing tasks there.
So Blightbound crossbow, and then without letting any spore bombs hit the ground during Earth and Seed. I don't know what that attack is. I've only got one Solak kill.
It's a mechanic where basically it's stand in the spot that's marked.
Oh, that attack. Okay.
So if you can kill Solak, it's not hard to do. It's just killing Solak, which I also only have one Solak kill.
We didn't buy it. We actually went and got it legitly.
Yep, so did I. I duoed it with a clanmate.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it. I got it legitimately. David dragged me along and said, "Hey, come out here, stand over there."
Yeah, that was the same. That was the same for me. Yep. Except we actually went for an hour and got a number of kills with it. We were very successful with it.
Yeah,
we
even just standing over there, getting out of the way, I died 3 times.
I went in with a noob, so we were noobing it out together.
Nice.
So we weren't. What didn't do a carry? We did actually figured it out.
Yeah.
So maybe I can manage Solak on this. But
now
like,
compare
looking
that to
at the
Fremennik
tasks. Yeah, the Fremennik tasks are so easy. And like, the thing with the Fremennik region is there's not that many points there. There's only 4,800 points available. So taking it, you do feel the pressure that you need to do every task. But also the tasks aren't really that hard.
Defeat a cockatrice. Defeat a dag king.
Yeah.
Equip one of the dag rings. Defeat 20 Acheron mammoths and complete all of the combat achievements for the dag kings.
Yeah, like there are no master tasks in Fremennik. They cap out. There's 13 200-point tasks, which are things like.
So that's more than half the points in the region.
Yeah, it's things like cast spellbook swap, complete the Ungale combat activity in hard mode, mine 70 Bane ore. Like, that's easy. That's not hard to do. It's only locked behind skills. So I don't know. I'm still wondering. I think what I'll probably do, I haven't really exploited Tyrannin yet. I haven't done any tasks in there yet. So I'll probably play around with that, see where I'm at in terms of points. And I'll probably hold off on picking my last region until I have a better sense of that.
Right. Okay. And overall, the relic choices went as expected.
Yep, as advertised. Golden Touch. I don't have them up right now, but yeah, Golden Touched, Superheated, Nature's Network, Production Master, which I've been quite enjoying, particularly at the fort, making the planks.
That's a
Transmutation.
That's a very good call on that. So
yeah,
and
so
I mean,
no complaints.
And I mean, overall, when you look at that, that kind of goes into what I was saying about lightening the cognitive load on the region choice. If you just choose a simple region like Fremennik, But you have to be aware, even if you choose something that is heavily skilling focused like Turanwin, you have to be aware of everything that you're signing up with Solak. But hey, maybe it's a good time to, given how much power you're going to have and how much tankiness you're going to have, maybe it's a good time to go see the tree boss. So
maybe. Well, and that actually could be another point in favor of Fermentic, because the blessing tasks there are so easy. I can get up to God tier. Maybe I can get as high as God tier 2, or at the very least, blessing tier 5 or 6 pretty easily.
Yeah. And
so I don't know. Something to think about.
If that covers most of what you have been doing in your section, we'll move on to mine, because that pivots nicely into what I call task finding. Because like we talked about on the theory crafting episode, the two general rules with leagues are, one, use your relics and get as many points from your relics as you can, and then find those tasks that enable you to do that. So what I did in order to make full use of my Nature's Network, because I realized, I got this at tier 2, but I haven't done much farming yet. So yesterday, I threw together my tried and tested league spreadsheet, and within like an hour or so, I had 1,270 farming points, and I have 600 outstanding there that I still need to go in and pick up. And that's the other thing that comes in with this league, is that task finding in the RS3 league with the UI that they have is actually simpler, I find, than in the OS league, because all you do is you set the region to current area, and then you can say progress incomplete. And I have this on blessing tasks right now, and it's just kill a mithril dragon and an automaton. But if I change that to all, it automatically gives me here 31 tasks that I can do. And if I filter this by requirements met, it goes down to 12. So you can see I have some training to do. And then you can say requirements not met, and then you see blubber jellyfish, and a lot of these are high-level skilling, which I'm kind of waiting until tier 6 to do, until I get the 16x multiplier. But that's the idea, is that it comes down to task finding, using your relics to get points, and then using the user interface, a spreadsheet, or even the wiki list, if you just wanted to use that to find your tasks. And that led me to my point farming, literally farming points by sticking trees into the ground. And then I also had to ask myself, was taking Kandarin as my first region outside of Karamja a good choice? And I'm still debating if I should have maybe went desert first for things like Menaphos, the Heist, and Cruxical Druids. But if we look at all of the tasks that I have done in Kandarin, I think it was an okay choice. I wonder if I should have maybe chose something else instead, because if we look at this list here and we go through all the tasks that I've done, this is 5, 7, 8, 10. Oh, I've only done 14 tasks in Kandarin since I unlocked it. Was choosing Kandarin a good first choice?
Yeah.
So and see, this is the thing, is that I had the wind in my sails from the OS league, that I thought Kandarin, was such a good early points league, but maybe it's not the case here, and it's just those high-level skilling things, the farm and things like Ancient Invention, that you ultimately choose Kandarin for. Maybe something like Wilderness or Desert would have been a better first choice. So I'm questioning that, but I'm not too worried about it, because as folks can see, I'm 18 tasks away from
it's
my
early.
next region. So it's not like a big deal. I'll move on to Wilderness or Desert next, probably Desert, because I want to get down to Mazcab and the Cruxical Knights, as I mentioned. So there's that. And the other thing that I wanted to highlight is that it wasn't until yesterday that I started actually throwing points into the League's blessings, and I did something a little bit different than I planned for this first one. You can see we got full resets remaining. I actually went Adrenaline Junkie first.
Oh, interesting.
Because I was talking with Thaxi after the theory crafting bit, and I thought, Adrenaline could be useful when it comes to, these things like Omnipower that take 60%, or the defensives that I'll be wanting to fire off. So I went for that first, but I think I'm going to actually respec to the blue, red, blue before taking on the fire cape and whatnot. But the point is that, and this goes to what I was saying, what an alternate playthrough might look like, is that you could, in theory, just do a skilling league if you wanted to. And take the easiest combat blessings you can, the easiest blessing unlocks that allow you to, run like a basic attack, auto attack kind of build if you wanted to on that, and still be, do the bulk of what would be, like entry to mid-level combat without too much issue. So I kind of just wanted to highlight that, and that was the alternate path that I was thinking of taking, but then I remember, all the mathing I did before, and, just thinking that, okay, so, we go full tank initially, and then after we got all the goodies unlocked, we can respec into Chaos Insight, and then we're going to be hitting big numbers, and that's kind of what I wanted to do last league, but we weren't able to. So I think I'm probably still going to end up on that path for that. So just a bit of a retrospective on that. And everything in the Relic plan list has stayed exactly as it was planned to as well. The only one I might have changed would have been Voidwalker for the gamble aspect of it, but I don't, feel the need with just how pitifully small the
just go to a local poker game if you want to gamble.
Yeah, do you come out ahead on those?
What's that?
On your poker games?
Yeah, I'm up at nearly $1,000 for this.
That's all right.
This quarter.
Okay. But yeah, that's generally.
I made 2 final tables, so that made it easier.
That's generally where I'm at on this one, and after the show tonight, I plan to unlock the next region, and then we'll chart a course for tier 6 after that. So that's what we've been doing in leagues. So, all right.
97 prayer. Sorry.
Very nice.
All right.
I just cashed in another bunch of my golden. I have not done any prayer training really, other than the tasks. It's just the golden. That golden touch is brilliant.
I'm waiting to.
I suspect that one's going to get nerfed next time. Like Perfection did this time.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for tier 6 to do the rest of my golden touching with feathers.
Yeah, well, I've got my tier 6, so yeah. I did a whole bunch because I got it to 60 early, and then I thought I'll just wait. And yeah, when I hit tier 6, it just jumped me to 92, and then I just cashed in my last slot for 97.
So we wanted to also take a look at some of the things that have been hot fixed or cold fixed with the actual issues. And the first one, and this was saving people 400 points, is that previously in the first league, if you donated to Richie, you could not donate to Richie and get the points again.
Yep, the pet auto unlocked, but donating the money would not tick off the achievement. So that's been fixed.
Also, herbs given out by Divine Druid were being destroyed by your herbicide, and the setting wasn't working once you got to tier 4.
Oops.
I heard a lot of complaints, and Shane comes on and says, my thing isn't working properly. I'm going, yep, heard that a lot.
Void shards and crystal essence were being deleted whenever you'd leave Daemonheim. Oops.
Yeah, that was another big one.
Yeah.
And then the funniest one of the week. The Devout Yak could be accessed by other players.
Yeah. I had not a clanmate, but a regular guest saying that he actually got flamed by someone because he pulled out his yak and the person was trying to interact with it and realized they couldn't. I was like, why did you turn that off? Like, what? he didn't even know this had happened.
Yeah,
so
but they
very
fixed it.
confused why this guy's yelling at him. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was up doing things, there was so many people with the axe already. It would have been handy to know before I saw that one. But anyway.
Aussie Axe House was teleporting people back to Lumbridge. I went there and I was trying to figure out why I ended up back in Lumbridge, but lots of things with region picks were teleporting people back to
there was him, and there was a spell wisps down at the Wizard's Tower. If you went too far to the east, that did the same thing. I copped them both.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's rough.
It was. I was in there doing spell wisps, trying to get just a talisman.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on? And I thought, nah, stuff this. So that's when I thought, nah, I'm going to fairy rings and just going to the abyssals there.
Yeah.
Told Tycho Elf about it. He's going, oh great. He goes in there, 3 or 4 kills, picks himself up an elemental relic. I'm sitting there. I've got multiples of everything. I wanted an air relic. That's the only one I wanted. The air talisman. I got multiples of everything. Never got the air one.
You can thieve a good portion of your talismans from the wizards at the Wizard Tower.
I've got them all now. Yeah, no, I've got them all now. Yeah. Again, from that Wizard's Tower.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And one of the other big ones is that Antiquarian was banking ores, so it still had some of the side effects of last year's relic on it, archaeology relic.
Keep that, put that back. I mean, again, you make your ore box, and it's not a big issue anyway.
Yeah, and you make your choice based on what they say they're supposed to do, not on the bugs that are active.
Yeah. But yeah, that's But again, yeah, with your ore box and with the way you can just sort of deposit into anything now, it's not hard.
And then issues that they're still investigating. Fletching a main hand rune crossbow doesn't complete the relevant task. Automatons are not presently reachable in Kandarin unless you have the Slayer teleport relic, it seems. I have a theory on how I might be able to access them, but I didn't get to 67 or 6-7 Slayer, as the kids are saying these days.
6-7.
Yeah, are you guys up on that? I'm not.
Yeah, the older kids are using it now. The little kids are doing it. The grade 2s were, we're not, as I said, volunteering with the reading group at my daughter's school, and the little grade 2ers, 6-7 is a big thing for them at the moment.
Nice. And then Nature's Network, the Lumbridge tree teleport takes you to where the old one used to be, which is just steps away from the bank. So if you
we don't want that one
very
fixed.
Convenient.
Yeah, we don't want that
fix
one
that
fixed.
one.
Right?
Yeah, leave that one alone.
It's so convenient. So much better.
But a big issue for the fletching people, if you took Anachronia, segregation and egg experimentation stations in the Dino Farm are not appearing as intended.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for high-level fletching and fire making.
What I mean aren't appearing as intended.
There's just there's just no station to click on.
Oh, I think they probably auto-completed the tasks and then just didn't update the interactables.
Ouch.
Probably some kind of state bug.
So we're recording this on Thursday evening North America time. There's still chances for more Friday hot fixes or maybe a Friday cold fix, but I'm betting a lot of these will wait until Monday. If not
Monday
for some of them. But I mean, it's not as bad as last year, right? Where we were waiting to do trees of quests to unlock the gate of Elidness, right? So
yeah.
But
no, there's some inconvenient ones, and but mostly I think it's just teething issues for the most part.
Of course. I mean, things like clue scrolls require items that aren't available in that region. I mean, that's a toughie.
Yeah.
But again, to go through every single item for every single region, they are, you expect those type of things.
Yeah.
So
clues in particular are just such a nightmare of a system.
Yes, exactly.
And I mean, when you consider all of this, this is not bad for a first region locked league. I will give them that. I will give them that. So.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I am comparing it to
League
the OS
6,
one I played.
the 6th League.
Yeah, I was going to say they've had 6 versions of it to iron out their bugs. This is our first one, so
second,
and I'm still having fun. Well,
first region locked.
First region locked. Yeah, I'm still having a lot of fun. I just found it a lot smoother over there and just little things. But now that you've sort of told me about these other things, I'm actually probably going to unlock Wilderness in 24 tasks, get all that done, and save Kandarin for my last area.
Yeah, and like I said, I wonder if taking Kandarin was the right first choice. But I mean, it's given me new thieving targets.
That's going to be my sort of more laid back area. Like I'm rushing the points early. Whereas Kandarin, I just want to kick back and enjoy a lot of that content with the farms and that. So it'll be a more laid-back experience by then.
Rightio then. Well, it wraps up the first week of Leagues II, Equilibrium. We're going to move on to a few achievements right now. We have Chef Quasso with 99 Thieving on the 9th. Rhino got 200 mil Divination on the 7th. Light Salat got 120 Construction on the 7th, and Nathan got 120 Defense on August 6th. And just a note, we do have the achievements channel in the Discord, update.show/Discord for that. When it comes to League's achievements, because drops are so common, because XPs are so common, we won't do 99s or 200 mils or specific drops. But if you've reached a specific trophy mark, like if you get Dragon or if you complete the league itself, or you hit a milestone that feels right to you. I won't say what those are. It's about what feels right to you. But if you feel that you hit a milestone that makes sense for you in your league, feel free to post that in the achievements, and we'll read those out on the show. I should have mentioned that last week.
Yeah, I do want to give a special mention on the other achievements because Shane will never do it for himself, but he did get the farming pet on this leagues. So big congrats to Shane.
And they carry over to all the other subsequent leagues.
Do.
So I'll have the farming pet for all the leagues.
Yeah. So
yes, you do.
Yeah. I just wanted to give a shout out for that one.
And
I was actually on for that one too. I saw it pop up.
All right.
So I'm going to do a pick of the week that we all should have a bit of interest in. I know Pyrn is presently watching it. I'm watching it. Xurdones, I don't know where you're at, but the pick of the week is Strange New Worlds Season 4.
Well, not just Season 4, the whole bloody lot.
Well, we've done seasons 1, 2, and 3 before on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So far, we are 4 episodes in. I'm not going to spoil what episodes 1, 2, and 3 are because that would ruin it for Pyrn, and I want him to be surprised specifically at the first 2. But what I will say is that the show has continued on doing what they set out to do in terms of providing episodic Star Trek that is not serialized too heavily, which is a breath of fresh air. A breath of fresh air. In modern TV, I do have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And they all, throughout the season, they have a few unique niche kind of token kind of episodes where they do one crazy thing. Like in season 3, there was a murder mystery. In season 2, there was the musical and the Lower Decks crossover.
That musical, I mean, it was so cringe, but I absolutely loved it. I found myself humming along with some of those songs, and
I think with the musical episode, you really just got to embrace the cringe. There's no other way to do it.
Yeah, you do, but it was,
Disco Klingons,
it was so
right?
well done. The Klingons singing, it was like and then Spock when he started singing and just kept that straight face as that must have been so hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were lots of behind the scenes on the DVDs for that year, and including a sing-along version of that episode.
Right on.
But the series has been fully set up for its full 5 seasons to show Pike's last 5-year mission before we all know what happens to him on that. But I wanted to give it a wait until the first couple episodes. to specifically kind of just lean into a bit. And I'll say that it does, tick all the boxes of what we expect from Strange New Worlds. And they've done some things that Star Trek has not done before in this season. So I won't read too much into that because I don't want to spoil it for Pyrn. I need him to see the first and second episodes without any kind of lean on that. But Paramount,
I notice in the Wikipedia summary that the gimmick episode this season is the puppet episode.
Yeah, that has been telegraphed.
Episode.
That was not in episodes 1 or 2 as of yet. So that'll come down somewhere else down the line.
They haven't done that one yet. Okay.
No.
But I want to just thank Shane for this. And what I love about this series is it stays true to that original Star Trek storyline. These days when they do these remakes, they change so many things and shoehorn other things in.
Well, that's what happened to Discovery and the Kelvin stuff,
Yeah. And none of that happened with Strange New Worlds. It has stayed true to the storyline, their 5-year mission. It has been a real pleasant surprise for there's not many sort of post 2020 shows that I can say that I've thoroughly enjoyed, and this is one of them that it's there for the entertainment value. It does everything so well. So
just wait until we get into demonic possession in season 3.
Always love demonic possession. So
I out of context.
I sometimes think my pugs are little demons. Sometimes, so
only sometimes.
Yeah, when they're awake. They sleep a lot.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
So, Xurdones, what's your back history with Strange New Worlds? What have you watched, and what's your thoughts on it? Because I don't think you've been on when we've done a pick of the week before with it.
No, it hasn't been. It's not recently, but I watched season 1 and 2 a couple of years ago now, and I haven't picked up season 3 yet. I need to get back to that.
Okay.
But I'm currently working my way through a different show, so maybe when that's done, I'll get back to Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
But what I've seen of it, I've also quite enjoyed. Like you, I was actually commenting to my wife just the other day how much I miss Monster of the Week TV. Like we were watching the X-Files a couple of months ago,
yeah.
and you miss, and the X-Files, we'll get into some of that serialization as well, but you miss just open to main characters in a car talking about the new thing they're going to explore this week.
That's what I love. Supernatural.
That's the show that I'm watching right now.
Yeah, they have an underlying story, but each week it's a different, monster and things like that. And it's they're the type of things I really enjoy.
There's a saying that Star Trek is at its best when it's unserialized, and it's Shakespeare in space. A lot of the original series episodes were written as that.
Or I would say Shakespeare in space or like pulp sci-fi.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the original series episodes were also written by or inspired by big name sci-fi writers.
Right.
Like, his name's popped out of my head. He sued James Cameron over Terminator. Harlan Ellison.
Okay.
He wrote a couple episodes. For example.
And it's also worth noting that September 8th will be the 60th anniversary of the Star Trek franchise, and we have season 5 after this of Strange New Worlds and season 2 of Starfleet Academy, and then after that all of the ones that were in production will have reached their end, and we don't know what's happening after that, but after 60 years I don't think it will be going away. It'll always be around in one way or another. And that's one of the things that many people like myself leaned on Star Trek Online for. The game came out in 2010, so a year after the first Kelvin movie. But, 7 years before Discovery and 6 years after Enterprise ended. So we were in a gulf at that point in time. And what Star Trek Online did was provide new, almost week-to-week episodic stories that you could play through in a sort of game. So that was a way of one of the things that Star Trek Online was used for at that time, was to fill that gap when there was nothing on TV. And still will be there too for that. They just, got done with a whole restructuring, and they plan to be around for a number of years on that, and they run like a theme park and whatnot. They actually just put out, we talk about monetization on the show. We talked about that last week. This week they put out the Narada from the 2009 movie in one of their lockboxes. And those lockboxes have about a 1% chance to get the ship. So based on that average, to have about a 75% chance of getting the ship, you need to buy about, you could open about 350 keys, or if you wanted to, you buy the keys, sell them on the exchange. And if you do that, you're looking at, between $120 and $150 just for one ship on a character unlock. And that's why I always say, when it comes to RS monetization, we don't have it that bad over here.
It'd be so much worse.
Exactly. Yeah, people wins, but it wasn't that bad. I do want to give a shout out. I remember you talking about in season 2 once where Spock and one of the girls got transported back in time.
Oh yes,
and he goes, "Is this New York?" And she goes, "What are you talking about? It's Toronto."
That was
Yeah.
Kirk, not Spock. Yeah, and that was actually in Toronto.
Sorry. Yeah. And
Yes.
and Kirk, the young. I can't get over the young Kirk being played by a Sookie vampire though.
What was he in before?
He was in He played Stefan in Vampire Diaries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was a little sulky little vampire in that one. My daughter loved that show, so we used to watch it together because she was a little young for it, but all her friends were watching it. So I said, well, okay, you can only watch it, but I'm here with you just to make sure that everything's okay. And yeah, this one Stefan. Apparently later on he got okay, but in the early ones he was such a little sook.
As a neighbor of Toronto, I also quite enjoyed seeing it actually playing itself on screen.
Yes.
I cannot tell you how many times watching a movie or a TV show that's supposed to be set in New York or Chicago, and there's Nathan Phillips Square.
Yeah.
There's the CN Tower in the background.
Yeah, it's funny because
No, I know what you're doing.
Yeah. Because I think that was a little nod to that type of thing where she said
It
that.
is, yeah.
And the interesting thing is, a lot of people don't know it, but this series was actually produced in Toronto and shot there.
Yes. They mentioned
so
that in
much.
the Wikipedia summary for the season. It's filmed in Mississauga.
Yeah, it's funny that there's so much that's filmed in Toronto that is
There is.
America. It's like
A lot filmed in Vancouver as well.
Mm.
We do a lot of film production up here for American productions. They're just filmed here because it's cheaper.
Yeah, of course.
And a lot of people who are in the U.S. and who watch don't realize that, and a lot of people who work in that industry in the U.S. don't realize that too. So, anyways,
it's a very good show. Very good choice, Shane.
Right on. Well, with that pretty much brings us to the end of this episode. If you want to follow along on the League's journey, you can get all the episodes available on your favorite podcast listening service, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Spotify, and more, as well as YouTube at youtube.com/RSBANDB. We've been trying some different stuff with the YouTube side recently. People might have realized that from the different pacing of the intro to just what gets put out in terms of shorts and segment selection on that. So if you've noticed that and you're here because of that, thank you. Give the show a like and subscribe. It helps a lot, as do comments. If you want to comment and you're watching on YouTube, you're listening on YouTube, put it in the YouTube comments. YouTube comments is one of the best things you can do to help this show if you are just a regular, everyday listener. But that's it. We'll be back next week for more Leagues talk. Funny thing happened last week after we recorded the financials for 2025 came out, and we said, we're not doing it this week. We're not doing it next week. Maybe the week after.
We'll find time.
The week after that. But we're gonna do the League stuff, and then we got to look at what happened to the numbers. So that's gonna be a show that's gonna happen at some point too. But Pyrn, always good having you on.
Always good to be here. Thank you again.
And of course, Xurdones each and every week. Thank you.
Always happy to be here.
And with that being said, we'll be back next week for another episode of RSBANDB Update. See you then, everyone. Take care.
Happy Skype and all.